Hello and welcome back to Premier League Predictions, the show which does what it says on the tin. We're here to predict Game Week 15, the 23-24 Premier League season. A season that's been very, very good so far. A lot of action, a lot of goals and a fantastic table we're starting to see shape up. Harry, good season so far, right?
It has been, and I'm thoroughly looking forward to our first midweek game week of the season. A bit of a festive cheer about it now, and what a weekend it was to open December. Lots of goals, lots of drama. Hopefully this midweek will provide the same.
And a midweek game week of action means that you guys get an extra video this week, you lucky bastards. So, without further ado, let's get into the predictions. So, we'll start with the Tuesday games, then tomorrow night's fixtures. First up, 7:30, Wolves versus Burnley. Wolves, they've had a very up and down season. I've seen more of Gary O'Neill complaining about VAR than I have Wolves actually playing, but nonetheless, they've played some good stuff at times. They face a Burnley side who come fresh of a 5-0 victory against relegation rivals Sheffield United. So, could Burnley take confidence from that and really give Wolves a good game here? Or will Wolves finally get the rub of the green with the video assistant referees and win a game?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a bit of a mixed bag of results for both sides, so I think they'll both get equal shares from this game. 1-1 will be the score. I think Amdouni will open the scoring for the away side in the first half, but in the second half, it'll be a leveller from Mario Lemina.
Fair enough. I think this will be a bit of a crash back down to reality for Wolverhampton Wanderers. I will say 4-1 Wolves. And I will, for Burnley, crash back for Burnley. I think that Wolves will open the scoring through Hwang. Burnley will level up through, I was going to say Lyle Foster, but he's not playing at the moment. So I will say Doro Shea from a corner. Then Wolves will take the lead through Matthias Cunha. Then it will be Mario Lemina that gets a third. And I will say Nelson Semedo to make it 4-1. A comfortable victory for the home side. Up next, at the Kenilworth Road, a 8:15 kickoff. Undoubtedly the worst kickoff time possible. It's Luton Town versus Arsenal. Luton, they are a very plucky, very encouraging side. Everyone loves them, but they are going to struggle in this game against Arsenal, who sit top of the Premier League, 2 points clear now of Liverpool, 3 points clear of City following their draw with Tottenham. So, Arsenal, they'll be keen to keep the good times rolling. Luton will be keen to upset the apple cart. Which do you see happening?
Yeah, I mean, Luton look really strong, and they've always given a fight against everything they've played this year, especially at home. But Arsenal should be one step too far for them. I'll go 2-0 to the Gunners. They're playing good foot at the moment. I think it'll be Saka for the first goal, and a second from Eddie Nketiah.
Fair enough. Anyone who watches this show regularly will know I love to back Luton, no matter who they're playing. But this week, I just can't. I feel like Arsenal are much too strong at the moment, so I will back Arsenal with a 1-0 away victory. Only a slim margin, though, and I think that they'll be a bit fortuitous in the manner in which they score. I think they'll dominate the game, but I do think Luton will put in a valiant effort. I think it will be a Saliba goal for Arsenal, rewarding all his FPL owners who are annoyed at his loss of clean sheet and yellow card from last weekend. On to Wednesday then, and we've got some cracking fixtures towards the end of the evening, but to start the evening at 7:30, you can watch Brighton versus Brentford. Two sides who've been praised in recent seasons for their different approaches to recruitment and to how they play football. Obviously, Brentford famous for their XG models and stuff like that. Brighton for signing all the children in Peru. And both sides have very much come up through non-standard methods. They haven't just splashed loads of cash. So this should be an interesting game. Brighton pushing for Europe, but also they have to contend with their European schedule this season. Brentford hoping to stay in the top half of the Premier League, but without Tony that could be difficult. Can you see Brentford beating Brighton this weekend, or will Brighton bounce back from defeat away at Chelsea and beat Brentford at home?
Yeah, Brighton didn't look great on Sunday, and I think they're going to want to put in a good performance here because Brentford haven't really looked anything special for the majority of this season. I will go for a slim 1-0 win for the Seagulls, and I think it'll be Kaware Mitoma getting on the score sheet and getting a big 3 points for Brighton.
Providing he's fit, obviously he didn't start against Chelsea, did come off the bench though and looked fine, so should be fine to play this game. I actually think Brentford are going to nick it here, and I will say a 2-0 win for Brentford. I think it'll be Brian Mbeumo with the first one, and then I will say Ethan Pinnock from a corner, and a lovely 2-0 win for the Bees. Up next, it's Crystal Palace versus Bournemouth. This has really got an air of intrigue around this game, I would say, because it could go either way. Two sides who aren't really at risk of being relegated, but they could be. I know that doesn't really make any sense, but they're in that weird cluster of teams that I speak about every week who don't really look like they're going to get relegated, but equally, a couple poor results and they could definitely be in a little bit of trouble. Bournemouth, a big big draw with Aston Villa. They would have wanted the win, but they couldn't quite get it over the line, so they lost big 2 points there. But they are now a good 4 points ahead of Luton, so that's quite positive. As for Crystal Palace, well, they've not had the best run recently. Who did they play last weekend?
West Ham drew.
Yeah, that was not a bad result against a good West Ham side, but they've not been picking up wins of late. Bournemouth in good form. Dom Solanke scoring again. Are they going to win this one?
I think it's going to be an interesting one. Both sides drew last weekend, and I think they're going to carry on that form. I'm going for the first 0-0 of the game week.
Fair enough. Very boring. Thank you, Harry. I will say there will be a goal. Only one. And it will go the way of Crystal Palace. A 1-0 win for Palace. And I will say Michael Elise will I'm thinking Wes Burn-esque.
Yeah.
Wes Burns-esque. Just Trivella top corner bursting into the box. And Luke's one top corner to give Palace a 1-0 victory. Up next, Fulham versus Nottingham Forest. Two sides who haven't really impressed me this season. Fulham mostly get results from jammy things like their 3-2 win over Wolves, where they got 2 penalties. But against Liverpool, very impressive to get 3 goals, but not so when you concede 4. So difficult result for them to swallow there. They were leading on 80 and lost it by the 87th. So not ideal that for Fulham. Nottingham Forest, 89th I think it was. Nottingham Forest on the other hand, they had a difficult time of it against Everton. I believe they lost that game, didn't they? 1-0. But other than that, they've not had a too difficult a season this year. So they'll be hoping they can get points away at Fulham here. But how do you see it going?
Yeah, Fulham gave a good fight at Anfield last weekend, but they've been crap, to be honest. And Forest haven't been great, and they were really dominated.
Yeah, Forest without their top scorer as well, Tyrone Awoniyi.
Yeah, I will go 1-0 Fulham just because they looked alright at the weekend, but they have been rubbish. I will go for Bobby De Cordova-Reid to score in back-to-back games, but this will be the game on the night that nobody gives a shit about.
Yeah, there's going to be goals throughout the other games. This game, not really that enticing. I think it will be 1-0 Forest, and it will be a goal from... Try to think if it's Forest. I will say Nicholas Dominguez, their midfielder. I think he'll bag one from a corner. He won't head it home. It'll bounce around a bit, and then he'll knee it in or something like that. And that'll really sum up the quality of this match. Up next, Sheffield United versus Liverpool. Sheffield United on the end of a very difficult 5-0 defeat against Burnley last time out, and it doesn't get much easier with a game against Liverpool here. Liverpool travelling to Bramall Lane. It's going to be difficult for Sheffield United. Liverpool, fresh off a big win over Fulham 4-3. It wasn't convincing, but they got the job done. How many are Liverpool going to score, Harry?
Yeah, for Sheffield United, this season really feels like the quicker they get relegated, the better.
Everyone involved.
Yes,
relegate at Christmas.
Honestly, they deserve it. They're awful. They're absolutely awful.
They are finally now bottom of the league as well. So
you can't rock up to the Premier League and play the way they're playing. They're crap. Liverpool got lucky against Fulham, but Trent scored some goals.
Yeah.
I will go for another 5-0. 5-0 to Liverpool. I'll go a Salah goal, a Nunez goal, a Diaz goal, a Trent goal, and all topped off by a Szoboszlai goal.
Yeah, fair enough. I will say, I'm tempted to go higher, but I'm going to go lower. 4-0 Liverpool, a Mohamed Salah hat-trick, and a goal from Darwin Nunez. An absolute riot, really.
Yeah.
Not completely dominant, but still a big win for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Up next, Aston Villa versus Manchester City, the first of our quarter past 8 kickoffs. Aston Villa, they've had a good season, but a difficult draw last weekend against Bournemouth. They really need to start picking up points again, and perfect time to do it against a City side a little bit down at the moment. City drew with Tottenham on Sunday. They're without Rodri for this game. They haven't won a match without Rodri this season. So does that have an impact? Probably. No Jack Grealish either, but I don't think that's as big an issue. How do you see this one panning out?
Yeah, City, you could really tell there was big frustration about that Tottenham result, and I don't think that was just because of the game. I think that reflects on this season. It's not been comfortable for the reigning champions, and Villa have proved they can be a tricky side on their day. And at home, they have 14 wins in a row.
Exactly, they've not.
13 wins in a row. Yeah. They're going to make that 14. 2-1 to Aston Villa. I think Villa were out scoring through Ollie Watkins. He had a really good game. on Sunday. I think then City will level up through Erling Haaland, but Villa will get the win across the line through a Douglas Luiz penalty.
Lovely. You've completed now my prediction there, so I will go 2-0 Aston Villa, and I will say goals from Ollie Watkins and Leon Bailey in really good form recently. I don't know why. Just don't want to see
City just don't look convincing at the moment.
Yeah, agreed. Now, final game of the night, and Manchester United versus Chelsea. We'll be live from 7:30, covering all the games across Wednesday's match day. It's going to be a good one. We'll be watching probably Sheffield United Liverpool, to be honest, for the first 45 minutes. Then we'll get into the big game, United Chelsea, and then see what's on during half time. Possibly nothing. It might be the last 15 minutes or something. But a night filled with action, and join us for it. Should be a really nice stream. But Man United Chelsea, the big game. No prediction here. Wait for that on Wednesday. But yeah, on to Thursday then, the last two games of the game week. We've got some crackers. Everton versus Newcastle, the first of the two, a 7:30 kickoff. Everton back at home, and they'll be hoping to continue their good form from a win away at Forest. Newcastle, well, they got a nice win over Manchester United, but they probably should have scored a few more. Now, a game against Goodison Park, they will see, a game against Everton at Goodison Park, they'll see as favourable. How do you see it panning out, Harry?
Yeah, Goodison Park can be a tough place to go sometimes, and Everton actually played some really good stuff against Forest, but Newcastle do look in really, despite the bit of a depleted squad, they've looked really strong, and I think they'll get a win across the line here. I will go 2-0 to the Toon. It'll be a goal from Alexander Isak and a second goal from Anthony Gordon, because he is in red-hot form right now.
He is, and against his former side, he'll be hoping to really make a point. I will say 3-1 Newcastle. I will go Amadou Onana for Everton, and then for Newcastle, I will say Alexander Isak, Anthony Gordon, and Kieran Trippier to get the third. Free kick, I think it was the one he didn't score against United, he'll score that one.
Fair enough. Deserves.
Exact carbon copy, and this time it'll clip in off the crossbar, and everyone will be bouncing up and down in the Geordie end. Up next, the final match of the game week, Tottenham versus West Ham, 8:15 kickoff, still a horrible kickoff time. Tottenham, they had a nice draw against Manchester City last weekend, and they'll be hoping to take momentum from that, despite the fact their side isn't as strong as they would like it to be. West Ham, they had a difficult draw away at home to Palace, and to be honest, West Ham, they're starting to see a little bit of a drop in performances, so they'll be hoping to pick that back up before the end of their European group stages. So, who will come out top in this one in the final match of Game Week 15?
Yeah, Tottenham showed they do not give up in that City game. They will keep on fighting, even if they are a little bit depleted. I think this will be another tough game at home. I will go 2-1 though. I think West Ham will take the lead through a James Ward-Prowse free kick. It will be a frustrating way to concede for Tottenham. They'll get in at half-time, they'll be 1-0 down, they'll come out for the second half and recover it with the two goals, one coming through Son and one coming through Brennan Johnson.
Fair enough. I like that a lot. I'm going to go for a similarly slim margin, but I will say a few more goals. I'll go Tottenham 3, West Ham 2. I think West Ham will take a 1-0 lead through Edson Alvarez. I think it will just fall to him, roll in towards the edge of the box. He just smashes it home. Tottenham will then level up through Dejan Kulusevski. West Ham will take the lead again through Jarrod Bowen. Tottenham will then level up again through Ben Davies. It's going to come off the back of his head as he jumps backwards towards goal. And then a winner from Son Heung-min.
Fair enough.
Big player for him. 3-2 Tottenham. Lovely win for them. But yeah, so an exciting game week awaits us. Comment your predictions down below of how you see all these games going. And do not forget to join us for Wednesday. A longer stream than usual. We'll be live from 7:30 until, about 10 o'clock-ish. At best. So yeah, going to be a good one. Join us there. If you're looking for something in the meantime, tonight, Tuesday, we will be live, or tomorrow night, sorry, this goes out on Monday. Tomorrow night, we will be live for the England women game between England and Scotland on the Women's Football Chat. So go and check that out. This weekend, more Premier League action. Join us on Friday for that and check out the Wednesday video as well. We'll be talking about Anthony Gordon and how important he is for Newcastle. That's everything for today, though. Thank you guys very, very much for watching, and we will see you next time.
See ya.